Atsiaktonkie. I'm the singer-songwriter for December Wind, and you're listening to Native Americana Audio Cafe, live with Pizza Cola.
How are you today? How are you doing today out there in the Eastern Door?
Hey, we're doing all right. We're having lots of fun. As I told you, my daughters were having my life really hasn't changed too much through all this virus. It's still in the studio every day and out in the woods. And my daughter's a little weather girl and she keeps track of the weathers everywhere. And she loves Pensacola and Tempe, Arizona. And keeps track of your weather.
I've been getting up early to walk while it's cool. Tell her that, it's still cool.
Yeah, I told her. She said, she goes, "Oh, come on. How come he gets all the good weather?"
She's a wonderful, beautiful little girl. You're so proud of her, and she's so talented too. It's great to see this father and daughter relationship.
She loves to dance. She's really into dancing, creating her own dances. And at 8 years old, it's pretty impressive, really.
What, does she smoke dance at all? Will she do that?
No, not so much yet. She's really in. She was doing a lot of fancy dancing, and then she kind of went somewhere else with hearing our music, your music, and she creates dances to those music.
How about what kind of music are you writing today in these last few years and things like that?
Well, I mean, my style is I just write about pretty much anything. I've been really focusing a lot on the missing, murdered women and children and men throughout Mother Earth, Turtle Island. That's been happening in Canada and here in the States. There just wasn't too much awareness of it. So that's my whole thing, is bring out awarenesses of that. And I wrote a lot of songs on the water issues also.
Can you give us a title? I know one of the songs we were going to record, and we'll talk about that. What was one of the titles to?
Well, we wanted to name. Well, that song is called "Without Answers," and it's kind of about a lot of people try to ignore the issue, but by ignoring it, they actually bring us all together. So they're not really ignoring it. It's kind of like you can't ignore the truth.
Can you give us maybe a couple verses of the song? You got your guitar there. I seen it.
Yeah.
We'll try it. Okay.
It's called "Without Answers."
Yeah, there you go.
You turned your head, and now they're dead. It's been said that you lie without answers. They are gone. You were wrong, turning around. 'Cause your spirits and our spirits, they are gone. They are joined. They are joined without answers. They are joined. They are joined. They are joined without answers. You turned your head, now they're dead. It's been said that you lie without answers. They are gone. You were wrong, turning around without answers. They are gone. You were wrong, turning around without answers. They are gone. You were wrong, turning around. 'Cause your are joined, they are joined, they are joined without answers. They are joined, they are joined, they are joined without answers. Way ya ya, way ya ya ya, way ya ya, hey ya. Way ya ya ya, way ya ya ya, way ya ya, hey ya. Way ya ya, hey ya, way ya, hey ya, way hey.
Wow, that's some heavy stuff there. One thing I like about your writing is you always offer hope, but there's time to turn it around. You know, tell me about your lyrics.
Well, it's kind of like I was going feeling. It's hard to put into words. The lyrics are, like I said, it's about we're joined, and every meaning everybody's joined, and by at first trying to ignore everything and looking at the ugly, but then gathering together, then it's kind of like an explosion of spirit to help this cause.
I like that vocable chant you're adding on to it, and it's going to be fun to produce that song in the studio. And we did have a good studio session lined up for you up in northern Minnesota. I was going to
Yeah.
produce, and we had Rich Matson on as the engineer up at his studio, and as part of sound. And you're going to come in from New York with your band, December Wind. Tell us about this adventure.
Yeah, we're really psyched for this. We've been, in our personal rehearsing studio, really fine tuning the song, adding catchability to each song, creating moments for every song that we create, and really excited to have you as a producer bringing out even more, because I know you get my stuff and my lyrics, and you get the whole song, and having your expertise and your creative mind in on it was really, I'm really looking, me personally, really looking forward to seeing what, I feel like there's going to be an explosion of goodness like coming out of it.
Well, I know the studio is very capable, and the engineer is just fantastic, Rich, and I know George is kind of the executive producer and helping us KBFT, and it's good to have a lot of people involved in the project, and you as the artist, so you can focus on writing these songs and singing, and
Yeah.
and you got a great band, you got a great bass player of a long time, Terry. Tell us about Terry.
Yeah, Terry, he his style, we were just talking last night, and he's getting Zoom all figured out too, so he's just having little sound issues. But
You should have got
his
him on here.
I know his bass playing is I always remember Jeb Perrier's brother. He uh he always said Terry's bass playing is like water. It just flows like with the music, really nice. And I don't know, it just seems like his bass and my music together just creates a really, it's you gotta have it. It's pretty cool. And then the drummer,
Who's your drummer on this project?
that's Barry Corley. He's from Canada, and he's old. He's like 80 years old, and I thought he was only 50, if that. And guys played with all the Motown people, and man, he plays with mallets for the drum, and it creates that good native feel. He gets the music in it Terry's like blown away by him, like how he fits right in like a glove.
I always like how your music is a crossroads of styles, you know, and you take the Western idioms of music, blues and rock and folk, but you always bring the Mohawk and the Iroquois and the land.
Yeah, I try to create. I don't really know if I do it on purpose. It just comes out that way. I never really like in my music world is I never played covers like a lot of other people. And my first show, I had just picked up a guitar, and I think I wrote the song "Where Are My People" and that album. And next thing I know, I had a record deal, and next thing I know, I'm standing in front of 5,000 people in a stand, wondering what. It
But
was
I know you
crazy.
recorded down here in Arizona on the label. Tell us some about of your discography or your recordings.
Yeah, that was good times. We recorded in under Dave Anderson and Saxon Studios in Rochester, New York, and Stephen Butler from Canyon Records flew out here. So we recorded there, and it was pretty crazy recording because Dave Anderson couldn't figure out our timing because he turned off all the lights in the studio where nobody could see each other, and we didn't have a count. And for some reason, we always came right in dead with each other. He couldn't figure it out. Neither could we. That was pretty cool. And then we mixed it in Arizona. I went out there to do the final mixes, and oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the guy's name. He did Jack Miller, I think, and he did the final touches, and he kept saying this music is so different, and he kept saying, is it spiritual? And just as he did it, his chair, all four legs just blew. He went flying. It was pretty cool. We had some pretty wild memories.
Do you remember the titles of the songs on that album?
Yeah, yeah. We had Ego Cries a Song. Um, Simple Things did really well. In the Sun did really well. She Likes Flowers did really well. Fisherman. It went all around the world. I guess it was big in Japan and Australia, in Alaska too. Alaska was really big. But I don't really follow a lot of that stuff. But I just like playing.
And what's the recording after that? Then your Canyon Records. How many records did you have with them? One, two?
We did that one, and then the band kind of like fell off, went all in different directions. A few years later, we were supposed to do a lot, but then we ended up not doing another album until 2005, and in 2005 we went with Strong Wind Records on our own, and Donnie Sherrill was not in that one, but he rejoined us later. And so really, this will be the third album by December Wind coming up. So we took like a long absence. Then I went solo.
What are we going to call a record?
I like. I was thinking calling it Without Answers.
How many songs do we got collection on this recording?
I have no idea. We got 13 dead set right now, but I keep writing more songs.
That's good. Have you found during this quarantine? I guess it's a quarantine period for you, hey Tug?
Yeah, I still write 1 or 2 songs a day. So I gotten some good tunes coming out.
When you write a song, how do you write? Do you write down the lyrics? Like, do you got a piece of paper by you? Do you write ideas
Yeah.
right away, or do you have them in your head?
Well, I always like I'll hit a note like and I'll hear a song. Like that's actually the beginning of that new song. Go. It's called Medicine Man. Medicine Man, bring the sunlight to the sky. Goes on like that.
All right, that was your song last night.
Yeah. And then there's other parts in it and pretty cool. It usually takes 5 minutes and I got the whole song in my head. And this weird thing is 10 years later, I still hear all the notes and everything. Like I've written like 1,000 songs. I still remember every one, every note.
I see your memory, like you recite that. I think it was a Mohawk prayer or something like that. It's long, and I've heard you say every word. It's fantastic.
Yeah, my memory's kind of weird.
Well, you're a lyricist, and you are at the crossroads of this. I guess you define this genre Native Americana. I always said that the artists are defining this genre, and if you could give a verbal definition of Native Americana, how would you do? What would your verbal description be?
Well, my verbal description of a Native Americana would be Kisakola.
No, it's you.
That's where I learned it from. But as it progressed inside me, I feel like we're part of this land. We're the original caretakers of it, and we're using music, guitars, like it's not really our instrument yet. When I play it, the I call it the Ungwahune, which is what we call ourselves. The Ungwahune spirit comes out through the guitar and voice and words, and the whole message comes out just from one note. Sometimes I'll hear a note, and boom, I hear a whole song. That's Americana, Native Americana.
Tell us about that spirit that you release. It's the concept.
Of the spirit. I always think like in our ways, our ancestors, like they died so we could live 7 generations ago. I was taught to think ahead 7 generations, and it's so deep inside, and it's all based out of we do what we call Hantagali Wadegwan, that long prayer of Thanksgiving. And even my little girl, when we wake up and then when we go to bed, we say that. And it's when I give thanks, some guy just asked me on Facebook, how can I be so happy all the time? Yeah, I'm not like happy 24/7, but I give thanks for everything. And that's how the elders taught me, is to always give thanks. So that spirit is a spirit full of love and thanksgiving. And I think a lot, like well, especially when I was little, how and now my daughter's doing it, how things are in the sky world, in the spirit world, and and that's how I want to be here, right here, is have walk with that goodness, see beyond me, but see 7 generations down the road. Yeah,
I
that's
I,
spirit.
I know how deep of a thinker you are, and I'm glad you shared that with us today. share
Uh,
something personal and something cultural. And I see the way that you walk, and you never appropriate your culture. You never do things that it's a hard walk because you don't want to. It's a weird thing now where native artists, we got to be kind of push ourselves and things like that in this business world. And then you seem to find a good balance. um, I'm drinking out of this cup this morning. Can you see this, Doug? Can you read my cup this morning?
oh, down at the Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right.
Who are them guys?
Yeah. Awesome people. We're
Tell
gonna
us
miss
about
them
the
this year.
tell us about the Grassroots Festival.
Yeah, that's been amazing. I love it there. It's kind of like family, and we we're from all around, everywhere. And it's like we come together once a year at Ithaca, and it's it's just the vibe there. I've never seen an argument there. It's like 100,000 people. I've never seen an argument, and we've been going there about 20 years. That blows me away.
December Wind is a big hit. I've sat in with you guys. Remember a few stages, some of big stages and small stages, but you guys are a hit out there.
Yeah, it's fun. It is always an honor to having you on stage with us. Some of our best memories are when we had you and Moonty and Jeb, and Jordan, Raphael, everybody up on stage, Lydia, Melanie, Charles. I remember Charles and from your band, and Jimmy, of course, and all on the same stage. That was pretty ace.
That's
Great
why I
memories.
think it's the music is about that sharing, collaboration, sitting in with other people. And what I really noticed that is that they bring Native American music to the front stage. Give us the main stage, and it's like a really lot of social and racial barriers are broken down, and it's about the music.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, there is no spirit has no color, and that shines through at grassroots for sure. I mean, everybody's like brothers and sisters, literally. So cool.
You're inspiration to us. You give us the strength that just that of how to live in the present tense, and you remind us about the beauty of simple things like our family and children. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's true though, because it's like I look at my daughter and she's just like flying around the house all happy and goes in the backyard and we play soccer and hula hoop dances and we just she's her mind's always creative, and then we go to the woods and we bring her bike and I think of songs out there, and I learned to keep my phone away from her because she wants just me and her. She doesn't want a distraction because I was taking a lot of pictures of her and then put it on Facebook. But then she's like, "Bubba, you're always taking pictures. Forget your camera." So
She reminds you of being in the present tense,
yeah,
yeah,
who's teaching who?
yeah. Well, we all look forward to when we can come back together and play music again and keep on writing. And I was just playing this song when we couldn't. I don't know whether to sing it low or high, so I recorded this. Took kind of for our Navajo Nation brothers down there.
Oh wow.
So I recorded one verse really low. Well, they say Santa Fe is less than 90 miles away. And I got time to roll a number something like that.
I like that. That's cool. That's nice. What's it called?
Well, it's an old cover song, Neil Young song called Albuquerque, and
Albuquerque.
yeah, it's kind of cool. The next verse is so I'll stop when I can buy some fried eggs and country ham. There must be somewhere where they don't care who I am. Whoa, Albuquerque.
Cool.
Well, maybe bring us home with a song.
So you
I
want to
think
hear a song?
Yeah, bring us home with a song. Bring us out.
I'll
I
do
play
Eagle Cries' song.
Okay.
Agüez. Wamble Gleska. Wagons. Gonna Lukwa. An eagle cries a song. We walk all day long, trying to fulfill the Creator's ways. Do not live in the past, 'cause it's gone. Give some thanks today and try to be strong. Way, yo, way, way, yo, way, way, yo, way, 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 hi, way,
But I'm doing it, man. I walked 6 miles this morning, this
Oh man.
I know I've been like kind of appropriating our ancestors' workload, thinking how hard they worked and trying to.
Yeah,
They say you got to walk about that much to figure out how hard they worked,
I like that.
Yeah, and so
You inspire me to do that tomorrow morning then.
can think and you can feel good, like you can write. I was thinking about this interview and just letting you go, like and because we got so much we can talk about and we'll edit it down. So things like that, like it's really kind of peaceful too.